How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So today I'll be covering a pollinator garden for beginners, and I've got 7 simple steps for you. And if you follow these things, you'll be able to get your garden started off real good. So yeah, here, check it out. All right, so step 1, you got to choose your location. So for me, I have a backyard, front yard, and 2 side yards. My side yard that I'm standing on right now, this side doesn't get very much sunlight. So this isn't a very good spot. But there's some other stuff we could do, and we could do some different shade pollinators and stuff over here as well. So this is just kind of my mulch area right now, and I'll be moving this out. But if you follow me over here, let's see, I have ornamentals right here. Fruit tree, more ornamental landscapes, fruit trees. But my ideal location for the spot I'll be picking will be on this side. I've got 6 hours full sunlight over here. You want at least 6 hours of full sunlight, unless you're doing shade ones, but that's a whole nother video. So I'll show you some things over in my location that I just picked out. All right, so this area, I can put my pollinators over here. I can put my pollinators over here, but there's some certain things I'm looking for. The first thing I'm looking for is a water source. My water source is on the other side of the house, but I've got a long enough hose, so it's fine. But you need to think about that before you just randomly start planting stuff or start working an area. Make sure you've got a water source that's nearby, or you've got a hose that's long enough. All right, so step 2, how to prepare the space. Now, if you don't have like a split divider here where you've got mulch on one side and grass, and you have all grass, the best thing to do is to get sheets of cardboard, and you want to lay out the cardboard. And you're just going to cut it to whatever you need to use, and make sure that it's nice and flat. Sometimes what I do is I put the cardboard down, and then I get it wet, so that just stays. It's almost like a paste on top, and that should take care of that grass. Come back a couple days later and lift up the cardboard, and all that should be dead. But you can do that anywhere. I always do that when I plant trees too. I'll show you in another video how to do that. But let's go on to step 3. Hopefully so far you're getting the concept. Today it's not a very good day. It's like 40-something degrees. It's almost April here in Utah, and this usually always happens. We've got snow in the forecast too. So that's also why I'm kind of making this video. I do lawn care stuff on here. We're going to do fruit trees. We're going to do garden stuff. We're going to do everything on here. Nature, basically, to me, it's not meant to be all pruned back and taken care of and all this stuff. It should just be growing. But they're around your residence or your apartments or whatever you're living in, you do need to take care of it, because you don't want it overgrowing your property. But this type of stuff that I'm going over, like how to do this, I hope this helps you, because I was taught a lot of this stuff. I've worked on different ranches. I've worked in California. I've done turf management. I've done all sorts of stuff, and I've learned a lot of stuff along the way. But for me, every day I'm learning something new. So put it down in the comments if you know anything to do with gardens and stuff like that, and let's get like a discussion going. Because I'm always looking for new ideas around my property. And I like grass a lot. I like taking care of turf. Here, it really does help with our soil and stuff that we have here. It keeps your house cooler. There's a lot of benefits to it. And there's a lot of disadvantages to grass as well, just like there is the pollinators, just like there is the anything. But we're going to do all of that here on the channel. And right now, let's go ahead and let's do step 3, getting the right seeds. So I'm in zone 4, and basically I picked up this Bee Rescue one, the wildflower mix, and the Utah wildflower mix. And this will be my first season using this brand. So hopefully everything goes good, and we'll probably get some flowering maybe next season. But remember, this is a beginners. So these are your steps. But you want to make sure that you find a good person that's a reliable source to get your seed from. And I found out about this one, Beauty Beyond Belief, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Beauty Beyond Belief Wildflower Seeds. So this place is located in, Boulder, Colorado. Okay. So BBB Seed. Now, I'm not affiliated with BBB Seed or whatever, but I just read some good stuff online, did my research, found out about them. So I picked up these, and there's also usually your local garden store in your area. You can go into there and talk to them, and they'll be able to get you the right blend that you need for your area. So, but yeah, let's move on to step 4. All right, so step 4, you need to prepare your soil and make sure that it's ready to put your seeds down. Now, right now, because it's still technically kind of winter, I don't really have anything to show you, but all you're going to do is you're going to pull away, and we'll pretend that this is your soil, and you're gonna take your seeds and gently scatter them around and kind of lightly push them down like this, right? That's it. And then what you want to do, all right, so on to step 5, and that's how we water these seeds. You don't want them to wash away or anything like that, especially after you got these seeds, you know? We want these things to survive. Don't let the seeds wash away. So very minimal water, just get it moist enough. And it's usually you want to water like, I don't know, it depends on where you live, so I can't really tell you that. But like I said before, always check your zone, and then you can kind of pinpoint what's going on. But for me, it's like 2 times a week. I did forget to mention that some seeds do need cold stratification, which basically just means that they have to go through winter before they can sprout. But a little trick to that is putting your seeds in the refrigerator for a little bit. So you can look up some stuff on that as well. All right, so now let's talk about step 6, is keeping your weeds under control. So that's an ongoing problem for me with the lawn, the shrubs, everywhere in my yard, I'm gonna get weeds. I'm gonna get them from the neighbors usually. Not from me, it's always from the neighbors. Now, I have numerous amounts of product that I use for weed prevention. I'll make another video as well about covering all of that stuff. The main thing that I would do to keep weeds out of your yard, especially if you have a lawn, is to use a pre-emergent and also use a post-emergent. Now, there's a lot of different stuff about that. I prefer one called Dimension, but I don't use Dimension like all over my yard. I usually just use it on my lawn. So do your research with that one, but the best method is just pulling it by hand. And you can get a tool. There's a couple different tools that you can use. There's even ones where you can be standing and you can basically rake the weeds like right out. Tried and true method for me to keep weeds and kind of keep a barricade around my yard is to use pre-emergents and post-emergents. And then I spot spray and I pull by hand. And I keep all that stuff away from my fruit trees. And when I do a vegetable garden, I also keep that stuff away from there. I use more organic methods for that. We'll get into that stuff later, but yeah. And also, the more densely that you plant, the better for weed control. And then also, you can put down some mulch, like right after you've planted. You can put a little mulch barrier on top of that, and that'll kind of protect your seeds from that as well. Step 7, the most important one, is enjoy what you're doing and enjoy your garden. I've got ornamentals here in the front, and I really enjoy every single one of them. And once we get working on this, this project over here, oh, this one flowers quite nice. But once we start working on the project, building out this pollinator area, then you'll get a full-on experience on how to build it, how I'm doing it, and all that. But now you know how to plan. All right, well, that's it. There's your 7 simple steps to start your pollinator garden from seed. Remember to like, subscribe, comment, share, do whatever you do, and enjoy gardening. I also decided I'll be adding a lot more videos like this on this channel. I'm going to go over a lot more how-to stuff so that it kind of explains things. And then when I jump into a project, if you've watched that video, you know exactly what I'm doing, and you'll be like, oh, okay, I remember when he was talking about this in that video. But yeah, so I thought it would make things a little easier if I added stuff like this. And you just let me know in the comments and everything. Yeah, anything landscape, anything gardening, anything pollinators, fruit trees, lawns, lawn equipment, everything we'll be going over in this channel with that type of stuff. So thanks for watching, and happy gardening.